Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for you all in regards to the karmic people that have been in your life. I got a few people, a few different categories of people who I was drawn to pull the cards on to see what's going on with their energy and how they're feeling about you now that you are rising into your divinity. What are some things that they really want to say to you? And then I'm going to pull a card to see how you should deal with each one of these individuals, okay? So let's just start off first with the karmic friend, okay? Not everybody has a karmic friend, but whichever one resonates with you, you know what your message is, okay? So the karmic friend here, what I'm picking up with the karmic friend is that they see that you've been in this energy of cutting people off, okay? Obviously, you cut this person off. You definitely spoke up. You spoke your truth. You started to see some things very clearly about this karmic friend. This could be more than one person. But this is definitely you and your energy of protecting yourself, speaking your truth. So you had some things that you needed to say. You spoke your truth and you made some cuts where they needed to be made concerning this karmic friend, okay? And so I do see that you recognize that this person was very toxic in their energy, and you might have even found that being around this person also brought about other people into the circle that was also toxic and karmic, okay? And so I feel like this person was also in the energy of gossiping about you with people that they're not even truly close with, people that also talk about them. It's like this karmic wheel, this karmic hamster wheel of just toxicity. And so you started to come into the understanding of, an understanding that these people, you wasn't meshing with them as you continue to rise and grow. You realized that you had to make these cuts with these karmic friends. And so you have the sword of truth here. You've spoken your truth, and you've also made cuts here, because you got a couple of cards out here with the sword showing me that you have been using it to make the cuts where necessary. And so this karmic friend is definitely in this energy of grieving, feeling as if they've taken a loss here, feeling as if, you're no longer interested in having a friendship with them. And so they're starting to really pay attention to a lot of the toxic ways that they had when it came to you. And so they're going through a lot of emotional changes as a result of this. I do see that you're in this energy where you're happy, you're secure, you're just in a really light energy. You're celebrating with your family and those people who are truly close to you. And I feel like this person is actually dealing with some karma here. They're going through a lot of emotional upheaval because the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse. So it's like if this person was, all of those things that they said about you behind your back amongst other people who they don't even really like, people that don't even really like them, they're now having to deal with those things. If they tried to work up against you with these other people, they're now dealing with this karmic cycle here. And it looks like it's going to be pretty heavy for them, but these are lessons that they have to go through, cycles that they have to complete, And so I do see that they are also missing opportunities here, because see, you was a gift to this person or to these people, and they just couldn't see your potential at the time. Or maybe they did see your potential, but they didn't want you to recognize your own potential. And so I feel like they was comfortable when you was still battling with your past pain. They was comfortable when you was still flat on your face and dealing with a lot of, backstabbing energy. And when you was able to come in and complain about those things that you was going through, that kept them in their comfort zone. And it also gave them something to talk about when it came to you. But now this card came out in the reverse, which shows me that you have done a lot of work to pick yourself back up. You are now healing. And so I feel like now that you've taken your power back, and you recognize who those people were, those false friends were in your life, and you made those cuts where necessary, now you're moving towards your own happiness. And so a lot of these people, you begin to recognize that many of these karmic friends could not be trusted, okay? You started to really see clearly that they could not be trusted. And so you learned some very vital lessons. And because of those lessons that you learned, it showed you how to create healthy boundaries for yourself. And now these people, these karmic friends, are now having to deal with learning these lessons that you already had to go through. And so there's no success for many of them. There's no success in them coming back into your life and you actually opening up the door to them again. But there's also no success when it comes to certain things that's happening in their personal lives until they overcome this karmic energy. Like I said, the Wheel of Fortune being in the reverse is a clear indicator of that. So concerning the karmic friend, it's very clear what's going on with them. Now we're moving into the karmic lover, okay? Many of you have had karmic lovers, whether it's a past spouse, you know, long-term relationship, short-term, whatever the case may be. Karmic lover, this will be a romantic partner, okay? And so what's happening with the karmic lover is you withdrew your energy. You're no longer passionate about this person anymore. I feel like you're no longer even attracted to them in that way in terms of sexually. This person might have been very promiscuous. They might have been very flighty in their energy, uninspired. You know, they might have been very insecure, very jealous in their energy. And they might have also done things against you to show that, okay? This person was making very foolish decisions here. And now it's this energy of you've withdrawn your energy and you're taking a leap of faith towards a new direction. I feel like you're confident and comfortable with starting brand new, starting from a fresh, clean slate. And so it looks like you're loyal to your decision to move forward and to move ahead. And I do see with the Knight of Wands, you know, you're taking passionate action in a new direction. No one can stop you. Okay, you're feeling, you know, very strong and motivated to keep moving ahead. But I'm also sensing that this karmic lover, again, they was very flighty. This karmic lover was also, like I said, promiscuous. I'm picking it up with the Queen of Wands in the reverse as well. This person tend to get, you know, they got around with multiple people. And so this is one of the reasons why you feel motivated and driven to take the leap of faith towards a new direction, because this person was, they did not operate from a space of integrity. Some of you had to go into to actually get a divorce from this person, to sever commitments and contracts with this person, or you know, if you had business contracts, whatever the case may be, it looks like you had to go through the judicial system to release yourself from this situation, because this person was not honest with you about a lot of things. The sword is down, so there was a lot of lies that was being told, especially when it came to their loyalty in the relationship. And so I do see that, you know, this person is dealing with they're not feeling so great. They're feeling very weak. And some of them might even be going through health issues, because I also have the Temperance in the reverse. So it could also be mental health issues that they're going through when they're not emotionally balanced without you at this point. They're not feeling as strong. And so this is also showing me that this person has a weakness here where they don't have the, I'm not going to say they don't have the ability to tame their carnal nature, but they have not put in the work to tame their carnal nature. And so it seems like they act on an impulse when it comes to, especially their sexual energy. There's something that's very off balance in regards to that. And so you've lost your patience with this situation. And so I do see that you're just moving towards your happiness. You're confident, you're strong, and you know, this person, you know, you might have invested a lot of time into this relationship in the past, but now you don't see yourself putting in the energy anymore. And on top of that, this person was not willing to put forth the effort to really do the work, and to commit themselves to, you know, the process of growth, you know, what it would take, putting in the work so that the two of you could grow together in something long term, where you would actually reap the harvest of the things, of the seeds that you planted. I feel like you planted many seeds towards this relationship, but ultimately there was no real growth. And so it's showing me that you're no longer holding on to the past. You're no longer staying stuck in a situation based on the amount of time, energy, emotions that you might have invested in it. You're okay with taking the losses at this point, because you realize that it's no longer beneficial for you emotionally, sexually, spiritually, physically, financially. It's not beneficial anymore because it was too many unjustified things that happened. And this person still has a lot of work to do on themselves, especially when it comes to their root and sacral chakra. And so, yes, some of you might have been dealing with the parent of your children who might have been very codependent on you, whether it's codependency financially, emotionally, sexually, you know, they might have even been a narcissist. This could have been someone who lacked self-love and lacked the ability. Maybe they had issues with their own mother, or lacked affection when it came to their own mother. And so they projected that energy off onto you. and maybe even expected you to pick up for those voids that they was not able to, or they was not willing to feel themselves. And so I feel like this person became emotionally codependent on you and very needy in their energy to a large degree. And so I do see this person coming back in to offer an apology or to maybe offer their cup of love here. But I feel like, you know, you're rejecting this energy at this point because you see that this person has some illness here. Like I said, it can be mental illness, spiritual illness, okay, physical illness, sexual illness. You know, this person is very promiscuous, so anything could be going on with them in terms of health wise. So you can clearly see the advantage of breaking free from this situation, because you know that if you stay, you might be taking a gamble with your health. You might be taking a gamble when it comes to emotionally staying connected to this person. It just brings about an energy that's very low vibrational. It might have caused you depression in the past. And so this is karma coming out. So this karmic lover is actually having to deal with some karma, and their karma might come in the form of certain illnesses, okay? And so if this person doesn't do the work to heal and to balance out their emotions, I do see that, you know, as above, so below. If you don't do the work in the spiritual, it will manifest in terms of a physical ailment, whether it's emotionally, like I said, or physically, physical illness. I do see that there will be some karma as a result of their actions and not being willing to do the work to tame their carnal nature. So that's for the lover. Now, concerning the karmic parent, okay? The karmic parent is, you know, you've been rejecting their offer, okay? The karmic parent is very disappointed because they feel like, first of all, they missed out on an opportunity to be in your life and to celebrate with you those things that you are now being able to embark on. But the karmic parent is also very bitter. This karmic parent does a lot of sitting around, really just moping and being bitter about the past. And it looks like they're very stubborn. You might have dealt with a very stubborn karmic parent. And you might have even tried to offer your cup of love to this parent, but they was still, you know, they just sit in this very low vibrational energy where they just don't, they have no drive or no desire to get up out of this energy and to move forward. So you decided, okay, I'm going to move into a different direction. Some of you relocated where you're further away from these karmic parents now. But I do see that, you know, some of you even had to, if you have children, you had to withdraw your children from some of these karmic parents and move into a different direction, largely because whether you... And yeah, I'm also picking up that some of you had to move on with your spouse or with your romantic partner as well, away from the karmic parent too, because you found that they was bringing a lot of chaotic and toxic energy into your relationships or into your, just in your personal life in general, if it's not about your love life. But because of their bitterness, they carried that with them. And there's a resistance for them to release whatever it is that they constantly focus on that's from the past. And so I do see this energy of the hangman here, this stuck energy. I feel like this karmic parent is very stuck in their own head, but they're starting to see why you had to move on from them. They're starting to have an understanding of why you had to make the sacrifices you did in order to release them. And I see that they're now in this energy where they're just kind of stuck. There's no movement for them. There's no forward movement for them in a lot of areas of their life. And it's largely because this is giving them the opportunity to face themselves. Okay, so things have slowed down tremendously for whoever these karmic parents are. I also see the judgment card is in the reverse. Your karmic parent does not want to face the truth. They do not want to face the judgment that's coming in here. And so you may have called things out to their attention. You may have put things on the table in terms of some of their actions towards you in the past. And because they're so stubborn in their energy, they decided to completely reject it. And so this karmic parent, they're very fearful of judgment. They're fearful of being vulnerable. They're fearful of you seeing the true nature of who they are, or you bringing it to the forefront, or calling it out for others to see. And so instead, they just avoid it. They just ignore it, okay? And so I do see with the Queen of Cups coming out in the reverse, this karmic parent may also have had issues with drug abuse or alcoholism or even emotional issues, okay, where they was emotionally off balance in a lot of ways. And so they might have been emotionally unavailable to you in your childhood. And they, I feel like they're also still in this energy where they just don't know how to love. They don't know how to practice self-love, nor do they know how to offer others love. And so I feel like it also caused them to be in this energy of emotional codependency, where it's like in their bitterness, they use that as an excuse to try to bring others down with them. And I feel like you was an easy target for a long time, because you wanted to offer them your love so badly, but they always rejected it, or they always just brought this very bitter and negative energy around. And so you took your power back and moved on from this karmic parent. And so now they're losing their strength, okay? I feel like this karmic parent is also dealing with some health issues as a result of the bitterness that they hold in their heart. And so there's work that needs to be done there. And I feel like also, if this karmic parent was very controlling, very overbearing, you've taken your power back, and they can no longer use that as a tool or as a leverage to keep you in this submissive and passive state with them. And so now they've lost their power, they've lost their control over you, and that's one of the reasons why they're very bitter as well. And so then you have the Three of Cups in the reverse. This karmic parent, you know, there's no more celebrating with this person. I feel like they might have had a lot of really bad habits in the past. Maybe they hung around the wrong types of people, the wrong types of influences in the past. But I do see that this person is now in this energy of being lonely. I'm picking up that type of energy as well. They don't really have anyone that is a true friend to them, and it's because of the bitterness that they project. And so I do see that, you know, with the King of Wands in the reverse, some of you might have karmic fathers. You know, it doesn't just have to, because I'm picking up a karmic mother as well. And so it's this energy of jealousy, this energy of bitterness, because they don't have the drive or the ability or the skills or the creativity that you naturally possess as a chosen seed. And so I do see this energy of definitely some jealousy here, because they cannot control you anymore. So you have the Ten of Wands in the reverse. In the past, this was very burdensome for you, and this is something that you may have carried with you for a long time, and you might have even held on to this karmic parent in spite of the pain and in spite of the weight that was on your shoulders in terms of the maintaining this connection. But now it's this energy of you see things very clearly when it comes to this person, because, you know, it brought a lot of pain, a lot of stress dealing with this karmic parent. But now this is what they're going through. They're having sleepless nights, because now they're having to face their own demons, and they're having to face the way that they treated you, knowing that it was unjustified, and that they have to watch you from a distance move on and find your own happiness. So yeah, the only positive card that I got out for the karmic parent deals with you moving on in a positive direction away from them. So the karmic parent, I feel like this is someone that you want to definitely continue to move on from and just love them from a distance, because you have here protect yourself. And so I feel like you have to protect yourself from this type of energy, because they're so bitter in their energy that they will easily bring you down. And I feel like, you know, misery loves company. And so this was the type of karmic parent that would purposely and intentionally do things to trigger you, or to bring pain, because somehow it's self-fulfilling for them. It does something for their ego to see you down, and it puts them, you know, they want you in a space of being needy or being codependent on their love. And so it's like they dangle it in front of you and withdraw themselves at the same time, because they want you to chase their love. They want you to feel like you need their validation, but you don't need that anymore. And so this parent is having to deal with that, because they're seeing clearly the addictions that they had. They're seeing clearly the narcissism that they had, addictions, whether it was to substance abuse, addictions to maybe hurting you, addictions to you know, to using you, or to, you know, cause pain for you. But here it is, you know, you're seeing clearly, you know exactly who these people are. In terms of these karmic parents, you see them for who they are spiritually. And so you've made the necessary cuts there. So moving on, the next one that I have here is in regards to the karmic co-workers, okay? Karmic co-workers. So the karmic co-workers here, you block communication. You're not communicating with these people anymore because there was so much jealousy happening concerning these karmic co-workers, whether it's one or more than one, a lot of gossip, a lot of very negative communication that was happening. So now you cut them off completely. You don't even converse with them anymore. And so at this point, you know, you don't even mind being just kind of doing your own thing and not necessarily interacting with a lot of these karmic co-workers. I feel like they tried to manipulate you in a way where it was like, okay, if you don't talk to one, then many of them withdraw their energy because they're just all toxic together. And so it's like, it's this energy of, okay, I feel like you've made up your mind. You see things very clearly when it comes to these karmic co-workers. You're no longer blinding yourself to it. Maybe for a time you used to interact with them just for the sake of, you know, being cordial, but you always picked up on an energy that was very jealous and just very toxic in nature. And so now you've taken off the blinders and you see very clearly. So you've made a decision in terms of which way you want to go when it comes to these karmic co-workers. They are definitely watching you very closely. A lot of gossip is happening here with these karmic co-workers because you have cut ties with them. And so you got a few of them that collaborate with one another, that talk mess, you know, behind your back. And they're also, you know, I feel like some of these karmic co-workers are trying to set up energy to try to create scenarios to work against you, to maybe cause problems for you. Some of them are watching you very closely to see if they can find fault in your work, just to report it back, you know, just to get in the good graces of whoever the management is. So yeah, I do see this energy of a lot of toxicity in the workplace concerning these karmic co-workers. It looks like it's this energy of, maybe if you received a promotion, if you received a raise, if karma is now working in your favor, it's this energy of them trying to collaborate to push you out so that you will no longer be acknowledged and recognized for the things that you have done. And so they're trying to come up with anything in order to work against you. And so this is where the gossip is coming in at. But you're no longer mentally trapped about this situation. Like I said, you took the blinders off, and both cards that came out in the reverse with this blindfold. So you see very clearly. And also on top of that, you recognize that as a chosen seed, you can move around if necessary. You don't feel stuck anymore. Maybe in the past you felt stuck when it came to this position or this job because maybe you had a codependency on receiving your income from that direction. But now I feel like you're starting to see very clearly that you can walk away at any given time and still receive your abundance from other directions. And so I feel like you're no longer, you're just kind of carefree in your energy. You're confident within yourself. And I feel like you're also speaking your truth. You also have here the devil card came out for the co-workers, okay? These people are very, very toxic, very low vibrational in energy. And so I feel like you may end up even making a decision to move around when it comes to your work environment, whether you're moving into another department or actually changing jobs all the way across the board here, because there is a lot of karmic and toxic energy in the workplace when it comes to these people. So you have cut ties here. You have cut people out when it comes to communication, working together. So like I said, they are coming together, working with each other, collaborating with each other, trying to find ways to work up against you. But they're also having deep regrets at the same time, because they're having to face the truth about who you are. They're having to face the truth about the fact that you are different. And that's one of the reasons why they was jealous. They was jealous of the fact that you're different, and that you present yourself in a way where you have integrity, you have honor, you know, you respect yourself, and you're not interested in involving yourself with petty situations and drama and toxic energy. And you recognize that you possess the gifts to move into another direction if necessary. And so it's like these people, they don't win because you're not stressed out about what they could potentially be doing against you, okay? And so let me just move into the last one that I have here in regards to the karmic. This is karmic whoever, okay? This one represents the karmic whoever. Oh, shoot, I didn't even do the karmic sibling, y'all. I might have to do a part 2, but the karmic whoever. This person right here, they got some things to say, because they're very concerned about the fact that you are thriving and that you have security, okay, and that they're dealing with some situations when it comes to their home front. This karmic whoever is they're a liar. They're very disrespectful in their communication, and they're very unhappy right now because they see you thriving and shining. And so this karmic whoever got some things that they want to say. Whoever this person is, whoever y'all are thinking about, that's likely who this is about, because the Knight of Swords came out 2 times. This person is very angry, and they are mad because you're healing and you're shining and you're thriving, okay? This karmic whoever is dealing with tower moments, because once you healed, it actually created a tower moment for them. So this karmic whoever could potentially be a family member here with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. But see, this karmic whoever also had very wicked intentions towards you, but everything that they tried to do against you, they had very unsuccessful attempts, and you have moved on. Okay, like I said, with the Star card, you are healing. So you are walking around being the best version of yourselves, and they are very uncomfortable with that, this karmic whoever. So they're just going to have to get over it. So lastly, I have the karmic sibling, okay? The karmic sibling. This sibling knows they can't let go of the past, okay? They still very much so stuck in the past. They can't close out the past cycle because they see that you have stepped into boss mode, okay? You have really bossed up. And so some of you have become entrepreneurs. Some of you are just out here doing your own thing. You've set those healthy boundaries for yourself. You are not taking no mess. The Emperor don't take no mess, whether you male or female. Okay, so they're feeling alone. They're feeling lonely. They're feeling left out in the cold, largely because they tried to make you feel left out in the cold. But they see that them putting you in the shadows actually made you shine even brighter when you step back out there. And so now you've bossed up. And so this karmic sibling, you know, they're taking losses. And they thought that somehow if they isolated you from the family, that you know, you wouldn't be able to step into your energy, you know, your divine energy, and move ahead. They thought that somehow you would be lost in terms of which direction to go, because they might have isolated you from the family. But the fact of the matter is, you're thriving, you're moving on, okay? You found your happiness and your peace and your security. And I feel like, you know, at this point, they can't block you anymore. This karmic sibling tried to block you in the past. They was hoping that, you know, they was putting you into a position where you had to defend yourself often throughout your life when it came to these karmic siblings. But now, they realize you're too protected. They can't work against you anymore. And so the 2 of Cups is in the reverse. You realize that the relationship was never really stable in the first place. And so you realized moving ahead, it's just not something that you want to involve yourself with this karmic sibling. And so you realize they have always been a troublemaker. And so you severed ties with this karmic sibling. You had to release them and let them go, because you don't want that trouble in your life. You're in boss mode now. So you got bigger things to take care of. You got, you know, bigger things to put your energy and your focus into. And so this right here is just something that you don't have time for. And so I hope that this message was beneficial for you all. Let me just pull a card in terms of what you all should do when it comes to these people. Look, go ahead and heal. Pick yourself back up. The tower has already come down, and a lot of these people, this energy is going to be going back to them, depending on what they was doing towards you. Look, the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse. Many of them are going to now have to deal with their karma, because they wouldn't turn around and do the right thing and move into a different direction. They was very pessimistic about life, and so they wanted you to be in that same energy. But see, you're now operating from a space of self-love here. You know who you are. You're listening to your intuition, and you're thriving now. Look at this. You're no longer hurting from the past. You decided to release the past because that stuff is not serving you moving ahead. And so now you're receiving your rightful dues. You're receiving everything that's rightfully yours. And some of these people might come around asking for handouts, largely because they're getting ready to go through a lot of losses, whether it's financially, in terms of their health, in terms of their love life, because these are the things that they was wishing towards you. Karmic family members always stand in the way in hopes that they can keep the chosen from rising to become the best version of themselves, but they couldn't hold you back. And so the fact of the matter is, hey, what goes around comes around. The pendulum has to swing back. And so these lessons are very necessary for these karmic people so that they can heal and evolve as they continue to move ahead. You continue to rise, continue to move forward. I love you all, and I'll talk to you all next time.